Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? So I'm going for Bangalore to get PPF done for my brushes. PPF is basically a paint protection film that will be applied on your motorcycle or cars to avoid deep scratches. So far so good. Seats are very comfortable. The roads are pretty good. The new Mysore-Bangalore highway. And I have been informed I had to, maintain my speeds around 80 km per hour up to 1000 or 1500 or up to 2000 so that my engine life will be good. So yeah, I was in a pretty big confusion. So why not just wanted to share my experience on Royal Enfield Himalayan and why I chose Himalayan over Yezdi Adventure. To start with, I think I have watched all the videos, the review videos about the Yezdi Adventure and Himalayan, Yezdi Adventure versus Himalayan, all sorts of videos. But what I felt bad was with respect to few well-recognized review platforms like Powerdrift and Bikewala, I guess, yeah. They criticized Yezdi Adventure to the core. I mean, I don't know. It's not as bad as what they say. It's a pretty good motorcycle, basically. I'm going to share my thoughts on Yezdi Adventure. Himalayan was not at all was there in my list. I had a very bad experience on the Himalayan. Basically, I took a Himalayan from Royal Brothers to test and try out how is the performance and all. And that particular bike, oh my god, that gave me nightmare. It was very bad experience. It was a very bad experience for me. I'll just show you the clips of that. So just go and have a look at it and then come. So yeah, the suspension was pretty bad, and I could see all the noises from suspension, from the engine. It was too loud, too harsh. I understand that was a BS3 motorcycle, but as far as I have been informed, BS3 motorcycles had a very good pull and good torque. And the exhaust also was very throaty, so that was a very good thing that I got to hear. And okay, then I just thought of like, okay, why not try Himalayan? I tried, and then I thought, okay, Himalayan will never be my list. So I am a person who love motorcycles irrespective of the brand they make, they come from. If that particular motorcycle is catering your needs, then I think that is more than enough. You don't have to go by the brands, you don't have to go by you don't have to get influence from anyone. So now coming to why not Yezdi Adventure, probably I can say the major things and minor things. So first, about the major things, the refinement. The refinement of that particular engine was very bad. If you gun at 80 and 100, you will hear a lot of engine noise. That is okay. That gives some fun for a particular period of time. But if you have to hear the same for quite a bit hours, then it will be very irritating for you. So first thing that I was not happy about adventure was the engine noise. And the second issue that I faced, which made me to cancel Yezdi adventure was the heating issues. I understand that when you are giving motorcycles with very good technology like liquid cooled engine, it should do its work right. So I know if in the city there will be a lot of gear shifts that's happening, and then you are going to, and obviously the motorcycle will get some heat. I understand that. Whatever motorcycles that comes above 300cc, it will be like that. So I think Yezdi Adventure was 334cc. So heating issues I thought I could manage because it's the common thing that I could see. But what happened was, even the pillion was able to feel the heat. So it was that particular, the uncomfortability was to that level. So it used to hit my legs like heavily, and even with the pillion also, even he or she could also feel that particular heat. So I didn't like that particular feature on that. Probably they could have engineered in such a way that it could just flow under the belly of the bike, or towards completely towards or the 90 degree towards the right. They could have done like that, but I don't know why they had made a motorcycle like that. And that was one that I didn't like about Yezdi Adventure. And the clutch was pretty tight, but that's not an issue because I was used to Java's clutch, which is heavy, and even Himalayan's clutch is pretty tight. But since I'm used to that particular thing, it doesn't bother me about that. And what else? And I could ask few person who already owned Yezdi Adventure. The rear suspension travel was a bit lower than the Himalayan, and they said that in few particular off-roading conditions they were able to hit the rear suspension. So I didn't wanted a bike or a motorcycle with that particular thing. I know I thought of doing more. My most of the rides will be in the highways itself, but I wanted to explore how it would feel when I take it for off-road. So I wanted a motorcycle that is reliable, that is very capable of taking out everything that you throw at it. So in that way, yeah, I was pretty good, happy about Himalayan, but not with respect to Yezdi Adventure. And what else is there? So if you could see the tank shape of Yezdi Roadster, Yezdi Scrambler, who are the just siblings of Yezdi Adventure, the tank shape is in such a way that there is a curvature like this, like in Himalayan. So that particular tank, I think that would fit for adventure than for Roadster or for Scrambler. No, not for Scrambler. For Roadster, Yezdi Adventure tank could have been fitted in a much more way. Because when I sat on the motorcycle, I got a cramped feeling. I'm not saying that I am having 6.5 or 7, not 7, 6.2 to 6.5 foot guy and all, but I think I am 5'7" or 5'8", but I could feel some cramped feeling. So it was like the tank was like this. It was like this. So I didn't feel that, but that good on the tank. Of course, it had quite a good grip because there was a rubber padding that was given there on the sides of the tank, but it was it was not that comfortable for me. And also while saddling, honestly, my thoughts on the adventure motorcycle was entirely different, which if I say that you would laugh like hell. But yeah, when I stood on the motorcycle for saddling, and then when I saw it, yeah, again the tank was having a pretty uncomfortable feeling. I used to my knees used to be like this, it like this. You will be much more confident in going over bad surface or going in off-road sections, right? So yeah, the tank shape I didn't like. Probably if they would have given the scrambler tank to SD Adventure, that would really help a lot. So I wanted to buy a motorcycle. Basically, this was my first particular motorcycle from my own money, so I wanted everything to be perfect. So the engine noise I couldn't tolerate. So that was the one particular reason. So coming to what are good things about SD Adventure, the first thing, obviously the power. They they have made a very good job in keeping the SD and Java gene in the motorcycle. They are meant to be fast. They are meant to run. Not like Royal Enfields. Royal Enfields are meant to be, you just sit, go and explore in a very calm way. But SDs and Javas, they are not like that. They want to run. They are like more of a cheetah character. They want to run fast. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a person who want a motorcycle that performs like a cheetah, then without any doubt just go for Java and SD. And if you are a person who just wants to roam around the cities or go anywhere in a very calm state, and you don't have to, and you are not the person who wants to gun the motorcycle every now and then when you hit a highway, then it's a good choice for going for a Royal Enfield. So that was my thing. So what's the good thing? Yeah, well, the performance of the engine from SD Adventure was good. It's really good. You will definitely feel happy about the power, and especially in the highways. Like I said, you can easily cruise around 120, 130 without any effort. So that was one thing. Thing that I like about the motorcycle, the seats. Forget about the tank. I told that the tank shape I didn't like, but the seats were comfortable. It was a bit wider and it was pretty accommodating. So any person who is more healthier, a pretty healthy person, he can fit into SD Adventure easily. Himalayan seats are good, but the way they have been shaped, it's like a proper adventure seating position. So I can't say it's a bad thing, it's a good thing only. But SD Adventure has, a lot of room for your butt. So like that. In that way, seating is good. And honestly speaking, the suspension of SD Adventure, even now I like. The suspension of SD Adventure I like more than the Himalayan, because it was a very soft suspension. Like, you wouldn't feel any bumps. Bumps, I'm saying bumps, not bump. Okay, so yeah, you couldn't feel any potholes or anything. So it was very good suspension, even for me and also for the pillion also. But that particular too soft suspension, that won't give you confidence in your highway, because even for small undulations you are going to have that bouncy feeling. So once you have that bouncy feeling, you won't be able to focus on the highway, or you won't be able to focus on the road, and you won't have any confidence to go for 120 or 130 kilometer, which the engine is capable of producing or taking you out in that particular way. So in that way, yeah, so engine I even asked again for the showroom guy that if I could tune the suspension to my liking, to make it much more firmer, so that would be holding good even for highways and also for the off-road section. So that was one thing, but they told they can do it, but since it's a new motorcycle, even they are not pretty sure about making these changes. What else? And the braking, man, oh my god, I know it had a lot of travel when you hit the front brakes, but the braking is very apt, you know. Usually the adventure motorcycles braking are much more linear, okay? It's not sudden, or it's not when you hit the brake you're just going to stop. It's not like that. That is not going to happen for adventure motorcycles. Why is like that? So when you hit the brakes suddenly like this in the off-road section, 110% you will just fall from the motorcycle and you are going to get hurt a lot. So that's why they keep it in a linear way, so that it is much more linear and you will have enough grip to do so. But that thing won't be holding good when you are cruising in highways. Okay, so that was one thing, but Yezdi Adventure, it had a pretty good job. So yeah, brakes in the adventure was very good. Both the front and the rear brakes was pretty good. So that is one thing. So yeah, I think braking is good, performance is good, seating comfortability is good, and suspensions are pretty good. So don't have to think about that. And yeah, and also there are a lot nowadays. It has been they have been increased their dealerships in every possible city. So thinking about the dealership, if I get to buy a Java and Yezdi motorcycle, no, just take it off from your mind. No, it's a pretty good motorcycle and they have been establishing nicely. So what was the thing when the Royal Enfield was introduced? So they didn't start up with 100 branches everywhere in the country, right? So even they grew up in a linear way. So you need to give some time for a new brand to set in with issues and all that. From my personal experience of having a Java and having when I have been a customer of Java and how the engine works and how the company works, let me tell you one thing. And this is also one particular reason why I had to drop out the Yezdi Adventure. When Java was introduced, when the initial days, it got a lot of hit and hit for the sales because of the COVID or the pandemic. So yeah, they listen to the they listen to their customers, and then they are going to give an update for the motorcycle. Java 42 2.1, if you would see the 2.0 version, the first version with the 2.1 version, you could see a lot of change with respect to the engine refinement, with respect to the exhaust note, and with respect to the suspension tuning that they have made, and also with respect to slight changes so that your bike won't start to scrape around the corners. So they listen to their customers and they brought changes in the motorcycle. So I am pretty damn sure when the Yezdi Adventure will get a second update, that will be a far, far superior motorcycle than the current motorcycle. So anybody planning to go for Yezdi Adventure, just take a moment there, because the second version that they are going to give, that will be, I am 100% sure, they are going to fix all the issues, the heating issues and the refinement issues. They are going to fix it for sure. And probably the tank, if they fix it, I would feel really bad, because those were the things which I took it out because of that, because of those things I checked out Yezdi Adventure. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good experience of my take on Yezdi Adventure over the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So now coming to Himalayan. So what are things I like? I have clocked around 700 odd kilometers. So what all things I have liked? I have liked the seating position and also the tank position here, the tank. So when you hop onto a motorcycle, it will say you like, okay, come, just sit, have, relax, enjoy the view, like that particular feeling that it gives. So even if you want to saddle, you see my legs, they are pretty good. So even I can tuck my knee into the tank so that I will be much more confident, and it is a pretty good easy thing to do, saddling. That is one thing. And the second thing that I liked about the motorcycle was, the first thing that I liked about the motorcycle was the refinement. I know BS6 has lost some power and torque figures, but not that extensive reduction in power and all that. It's just 0.3 or 0.2 horsepower maybe. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. The refinement levels are very good. So I'm not able to hear any engine thrashy noises from the bike. So in that way, it's pretty good. I love the refinement. Even at 80, even at 100, it's more refined. I'm very much happy about that. Okay, and the second thing was that. The third thing was, first thing was engine refinement. Second thing, the comfortability of the seats. At the same time, the tank position, I liked it. And the riding ergonomics also is good. You'll have an upright posture and all that. That's a good thing. And then what else? Yeah, and about its suspensions. They are not as for my liking, I didn't like as much as the SD Adventure, because probably I would love some softness in that, but this stiff suspension works both in highways at the same time on the hot roads, on the off roads. So yeah, in a way it's good, especially in off roads. I have not been into some trials and all that, but when I got to run the motorcycles over the bad patches of the road and all, it was pretty good. I liked it very much, especially when you're saddling, man. That is a whole new feeling that you can get. So in a way, yeah, very good this thing. And the fuel efficiency, I don't know, they say that it gives a very bad fuel efficiency and all that. Right now it's showing 37 km/h on highway. I don't know if it's actually a 37 km/h, then I will be very grateful, because my Java used to give me only around how much, 33, 34 odd kilometers. Yeah. So anything anywhere on the highways 32 km/h is good thing for me. In cities it used to give me around 28, 29 or 30 kilometers according to the reading, but still I'm not sure to what extent it is accurate. So in that way, yeah. So what are the bad thing that I faced? Issues as such, I have not faced anything right now, thankfully. What are things that I don't like? Oh, that's an wisdom. Okay, so what are things that I don't like about Himalayan? It lacks the power, because I come from a motorcycle which used to run like a horse, and now I am sitting in a motorcycle that has a characteristic of an elephant. Yeah, an elephant means to say that, not like Hathi Mat Palo and all. It's like a pretty good feeling, Just cruise around 80 km/h, aram se, your handlebars and all that. Ergonomics is pretty good. And just cruise. So in that way I'm good. But I really miss the power that the Java used to have. So I think that's my take on SD Adventure and Himalayan. This is totally based on my experience, and I was not being biased. Because if I want to be biased, I could have not booked the motorcycle. Not booked SD Adventure in the first place, and not to think about solution which I can rectify after buying the SD Adventure. So in that way, yeah, I'm hoping that they are going to make a better product in the coming days. And I'll always be a fanboy of Java and SD. Now I'm getting to be into Royal Enfields. So far so good. So yeah, happy about my Precious. Oh man, she is beautiful. And the exhaust note, man, wow. I don't know if you can hear it from the mic, but I love the exhaust very much. No, I don't know, the stock exhaust itself sounds so good. It will be basically a therapy for a person who is sitting as a pillion with me, that it's that good. So yeah, that's all about my take on Royal Enfield Himalayan versus the SD Adventure. So ciao ciao.